Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm moving on now to the second topic of term 4 for grade 11, that is resources and sustainability. I'm moving on to the second topic now, resources and sustainability. So like I promised, I'm going to cover the paper 2. I'm going to record it in different sections. So 2.2, I'm gonna do 2.2 and 2.1, 2.1 and 2.2 in one video, then 2.3 separately, 2.4 separately, up to the end. So let's go through it so that we don't waste time. Various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose and write only the letters A to D next to the question numbers 2.1.1 to 2.1.7 in the answer book. For example, 2.1.8a. So what is going to happen, guys, here is we are going to go through this question, writing all the answers. Then from there, we provide the necessary answers to the questions for easy understanding or comprehension. Of course, the assumption will be that we have already covered this with your educators, with your teachers. They've explained everything to you. So this platform is just there to simplify the subject, to simplify in terms of question interpretation, in terms of helping you to have a deeper understanding of some of these concepts. Okay, so desertification simply is the spreading of desert-like climatic conditions. Okay, desert-like climatic conditions. So that's what this is all about, spreading of desert-like climatic conditions, which means the areas that were once fertile, they are now becoming arid. That's basically what we are talking about. The areas that used to be fertile, they are now what? They are now becoming more of arid. That's basically what this is all about. So let's go through the questions now. Desertification is an agent of erosion. So what is desertification? It is the spread of desert-like climatic condition. It can be as a result of deforestation, which means we are cutting down trees. Of course, the moment we cut down trees, of course, what is the likely impacts? Of course, it also results in areas, of course, when you talk about desert, we are talking about those areas that has got little or no vegetation, which means in terms of the water cycle, it affects in the long run, in terms of the amount of rainfall to be received in the area. It also affects the quality and of the soil as well, in a way, through poor agricultural practices. It also through overgrazing can also be a major contributor. So we are creating this desert-like climatic condition because of some of the human activities. Of course, there are major contributors as well. There are also major contributors in as far as desertification is concerned. So is it human? Is it physical? Is it human? Is it physical? It can be debatable, but I'm gonna attribute it more to the human. I'm gonna attribute it more to the human. I know there's a physical aspect of it, but I'm gonna attribute it more to the human. Okay, acid rain is a form of that is air pollution. Then the Kyoto Protocol requires South Africa to 2.1.3 develop renewable resources. That's what it actually requires South Africa to do. Uranium is a mineral that is necessary to produce. Of course, remember when you started with this subject, with this topic, resources sustainability, you looked at conventional technology. That is your nuclear, that is your hydro, and your thermal. So uranium, that is your nuclear here. That is the correct answer. It's a form of conventional energy as well. Then gullies, dongas are the effects of erosion caused by, okay, what caused gullies and dongas? 2.1.5. That will be from the option that are given. That will be overgrazing. Okay. Then solar power is 2.1.6. That is renewable. That is renewable. Then the loss of soil is a factor that affects the loss of soil. What does it affect? 2.1.7. It affects food production, because that's food production. That's the correct answer there. Let's move on to the next one. Choose the correct answer from those given the brackets, which will make each statement geographical correct. Okay, so there are two options that are given there that we are supposed to choose from. So the first one is downslope. Plowing can cause the runoff that contributes to erosion. So that is your downslope here. Soil erosion is more prevalent in areas with, is it subsistence or commercial farming? I would say subsistence. Why am I saying subsistence? Because you see, when it comes to commercial farming areas, obviously they are sort of modern, their ways of farming. I'm not saying there's no erosion where we have got commercial farming, but they are trying, even when it comes to grazing, there's more like rotational grazing. You understand? There's more like rotational grazing, which means they are aware of the effects of overgrazing. So they've got paddocks, and they are trying by all means to use the modern ways that are sustainable. That's how I would say. But when it comes now to the commercial, you would find that there's still traditional ones, and they are likely to be more soil erosion being more prevalent within the subsistence as compared to the commercial. I know someone can say, okay, they're using large machinery, they're using fertilizers and things like that. But this one, since it's traditional, because we are trying to move towards the modern that are sustainable, of which this is what is also encompassed by part of the commercial farming as well. So I would say soil erosion is more prevalent within them subsistence there. Then is energy is developed in natural organic matter. That is your biofuel. That is your biofuel. The only functioning nuclear power station, okay, that one is in Western Cape. That is one is in Western Cape. Okay. Then the conventional energy source that is to lead to the electricity grid in South Africa, obviously that is your hydro. Conventional, under conventional energy, remember we have got hydro, we have got thermal, then we have got nuclear. Okay, so from the options that are given here, the answer there is what? Hydroelectricity, because gas is not a conventional energy source. Then reduces soil erosion caused by wind and water. What reduces now? That will be your afforestation. Okay, that will be your afforestation. All right. Then the thermal power stations contribute to changes in, obviously, it's the changes in climate. Changes in climate, of course. Think it's okay, burning of fossil fuels, obviously, like your coal, it actually contributes changes in climate. Then here it's not following, it's fallowing, which means at some point you just leave the land idle, not even tilling it. That's what this is all about. So that is your correct answer as well. That is fallowing, farming practice that allows nutrients and facility to be restored. Okay. So this takes us to the end of 2.1 and 2.2. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next one.